Alright guys, PJ Jack here, and today we have another special guest. If you remember from the last interview I interviewed a Marine about trusting God through boot camp. So today, I'm here with Lutheran Pastor Jolene. Pastor Jolene?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I have some questions for you, if that's okay, and then that's about it.
Go for it.
Alright, so what's one of the best things about being a Lutheran pastor?
That's such a good question. It's really great to just walk with people and get to know them and their families, see them grow in their faith, and it's really awesome for me when I can be with them for several years, and just be a part of all their joys and their sorrows. And I like the relationships, I think, the best, and building relationships with people and helping them grow in their gifts, helping them see what God's doing in their life.
Yeah. What's one of the hardest things about being a Lutheran pastor? Or a pastor in general?
Pastor in general? Maybe just, when difficult things happen to people and your heart hurts for them too. And maybe sometimes, you want them to trust in God more, but you can't make them, you can lead them, but they may not follow, and that can be difficult too.
Yeah.
And when something could go better for them if they were following Jesus closer.
Yeah.
But they're choosing to not be as involved or to back off in their faith instead of going deeper. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. It's a little hard sometimes not wanting when people don't really want to listen about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the difference between non-denomination and denomination churches?
Sure. Well, I can tell you a little bit about how we operate in our denomination.
Right. Well, denomination.
But I really
your denomination.
Not sure how non-denominational churches operate.
All right. Well, you answer denomination. I'll answer non-denomination.
Yeah, that would be good. So, in our organization of churches, the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, the benefits, I think, of having a denomination is that then you have a place of mission and seminary education, so what training for your leaders, and you can support that seminary or those seminaries, and they all have the same requirements and stuff. And then the missionaries that you can support, the global work that you can do together is really good. And then local things too, because in our church, there's many different synods that are organized by geographic. So Eastern North Dakota is all one. It's called a synod, which just means walking together in Greek. And so we walk together to support campus ministry and hunger ministries and congregations that are growing and congregations in conflict, and just being able to share resources, both financial resources and also spiritual resources, and just helping each other. I see that as a big benefit. Our companion synod is the Evangelical Church in the Central African Republic. So we have a connection there, and we can help them with some things, and they can help us with some things. But we could never do that just one congregation. But because it's 200 congregations working together, then we can do more together than we would be able to do apart.
Got it.
And then it helps when people are looking for a new pastor, or when a pastor is thinking that God's calling them to a new mission field. There's a organization and a setup for making sure that happens in a faithful, God-honoring way, and not because of egos or something like that.
Yeah. For non-denomination. Okay, non-denomination, at least from my experience of the one church I grew up with.
Right.
So Moran Park Church, what we do is we have certain deacons, and what you'll do is you'll just simply go to them. Our church prays for the deacons. We don't, nothing. We just pray for what deacon we want, and for God to give us to that person, and that's about it. So, and then we solely rely 100% on each other and Him. So, it's 50% relying on each other, 50% relying on God. That's pretty much what it is, at least in my opinion, of non-denomination.
Sure. Okay.
We have no setup at all. It's just
It's kind of what that congregation
it's just
decides
kind of casual,
is going to work for them.
It's just kind of casual relying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I have one more question. What does discipleship look like in your church?
Sure. So, in the Lutheran Church, the time of youth is really important, time called confirmation, when you're affirming promises of baptism. I can talk about that for a minute. But then we're always encouraging people to have daily prayer and Bible reading at every time in their life. And also times of family devotions, family checking in with each other, called the Faith Five. Share highs and lows, read verses of Scripture, pray together, bless each other. So that's something that a lot of Lutheran churches encourage their families to do. But then confirmation, like that's something that Ezra's almost done with and that Caleb is going to be starting, where it's a very specific type of learning. So they're learning in a more deeper way about the New Testament, the Old Testament, what we call the Catechism. So it'd be the Lord's Prayer, the Apostles' Creed, the Ten Commandments, understanding of baptism and communion. And then that prepares them really to be adults in the church or leaders in the church. And like there's definitely adults that if they didn't grow up in a Christian church or a Lutheran or Catholic church, they didn't go through that process of faith formation. And they still can become leaders in the church. But this just gives our youth such a better grounding. And there are some adults that feel like some of those teenagers maybe know their Bible better because they have that process. And if they didn't get that when they were young, it's hard. You have to really be intentional about that when you're older, to make time. Because it's a 3-year process where they meet every week with like a large group worship experience that I lead, and then a small group experience that's a prayer time and sharing time with grandparents or parents or really, faithful, trusted adults that lead those small groups in that discipleship time.
Yeah, and just to clarify, those 2 boys that she mentioned are my cousins. She's my aunt. So, thank you for spending some time with me, Angeline. I will go be upstairs in a little bit to hang out with you guys. I'm going to end my video. All right. Or you can sit here if you want.
God bless you. Thanks.
God bless you too. Thank you for coming down here and giving me some time. Alright, so see you guys in the next video. I've been praying lately. I don't know what I'll do, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, so remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and like, and please leave a comment if you like my videos or not. And goodbye.